Let's have a look. How does the app look like? So here you can see a general overview about our apps page. You can see that on the left side, you start a day, you end your day, start a break and a break. And on the left side, there's also how we can use a laptop. We just put a laptop or the tablet on the wall where you can just tag in, tag out, register the time. So first, why we need a time app? As what Tom mentioned, the benefits of time app or the time registration functionality in Agriware is mainly to reduce our labor cost, because labor cost is in the production is a pretty main part of the cost. There are mainly two modes we want to introduce. The first one is called attendance registration, where you can clock in and clock out with the actual attendance and breaks. So which means I come to the office, I tag in, and if I take a break, I tag in. If I leave the office, I tag out. And second, which is indicated with a star, which means optional features that we can add automatic breaks, which means you can set up automatic breaks for your stuff. And also we have rounding rules. Rounding rules basically means if you come at office at 3:07, you can round it up to 7 o'clock, or you can run it down to 7:15. Depends on your registration system. Second mode is a highlight of our time registration function. It's called a labor registration. Our labor registration can also register for activity level, for example, for weeding or for sowing, etc. It can be linked to a production jobs or not. A job definition has been explained just now by Tom. And also the second block, you can see here, another optional features is we can also add something called product group. Product group is more like a etiquette you can put on this activity for specific plants. And finally, the last advantages is they have strong data integration. After we register via the app, you got directly the app into Agriware, where it's possible to keep on track on how much time is registered per activity. And it can also be placed in daily timesheet and then to weekly timesheet, as we mentioned. And finally, it can integration with our job costing pricing. The pages just now Tom has shown already. Okay, let's have a look what we need to use the time app. First of all, we need a tablet, and tablet can be hung on the wall in each section, or depends on choices. You can also give each staff a tablet or mobile device. And we also need a tag, which is related to the person, which is called resource in Agriware. And finally, we need an NFC reader to be able to read the tag, which maps the information from the app to PC. Okay, now we start with our scenarios in the greenhouses. Imagine this is a small greenhouses, and we have interest area, and we have a planning area, we also have a resting area, and this red, blue, and the green area means for the production area. There are 3 different sections. So the B comes at 7:03 o'clock in the morning, and okay, after he came, he tagged in here at the interest area. Like I come, and then he starts to work in a greenhouse in the different sections. In the red area, he starts sowing, and after that, he took a break, and finally, he took a lunch break as well. And in the afternoon, he worked at the blue area for weeding, and then in the planning area, he registers some other activities for the materials of this week or next week. And at 5:16, he said, okay, I finished the work today. He'll just tag out from the interest area, he leave the office. And now what we can get after we register from our time app. First of all, you'll get who did this. This person is called Peter Jensen. It's an AI created person. And also when, what time. So you can see from 7:03, he already started to present already at entrance and what he has done. They have different activity code here, like staking or reading or sewing, etc. This information is synchronized from Agriware to the app directly. And third is where it has performed this activity. You can see the location code. The location code means the location we saw just now in the picture. They have a green location, or because section is even a smaller sub-location level in Agriware. And finally, we can see also which device this person has registered this activity. You can have here device entrance or the device dining room, or some other places you can give a name by yourself. And finally, it's important we can also add a dimension called the job here that some other time registration app doesn't have, is we can connect this activity with a job or without a job. It all depends on if you want to calculate your job cost in the future. It is a suggested is a really good functionality. Okay, now let's have a look of our two different modes. The first mode is called attendance mode. The straightforward is you come to the office, you use your tag, you tag in, just say, welcome, Peter, have a nice day. And second one is just same similar functionality is called start a break and end a break. You walk in the dining room and then you start a break, and you can also set up automatic breaks if you doesn't want to use this functionality. It can be hide by the settings. Now we come to the number 5, it's called labor mode. Labor mode is where you can register the working time or the labor time of the activity or of your production. So we start with the first step is to tag in to choose resource. A resource here is what we means employee. So in ERP system, in Microsoft Business Central, we call it resource. And here select this person, Peter. And secondly, we can select which location it is. We check the location A here. In this big location, you can also have 2 sub-location level, like location A section 1 and location A section 1 and row 1, for example. On the top side, I also showed you the setups pages where you can set up the default locations, which makes sense because if you put the tablet or your iPad on the wall, you normally don't need to change the locations in general. The third, we can add a production group. That's what we mentioned just now, an optional feature. The production group is something like the different plants. If I have a sowing, I want to know the sowing for which plant. I have a bamboo, I have a sodium plants, I have also roses, for example. I want to distinguish them from my finally my logbook, so I can add an extra here. As on the time registration log page is where we will get after use app. You can see here there's extra column to add your production group. And after this, we come to our last step of the labor registration modes, where you can select your activity, start your activity, and then the system will start to register the time. And after that, you can choose, or I just stopped activity, or you can even use the function 3 here to change your location. For example, I was working in a green area with cleaning up, but I keep doing the same activity from green area to red area. I don't need to stop the activity and select again. I can just keeping in this activity and click on the change location here. So I can continue this activity with no problems in the system. And now we come to our result in BC. So this page is what you will see after you use Agriware. There are 3 we call daily timesheet. You can see here, there are 3 numbers. The number 1 indicates information, who has done it, and which day is 11th of March. And number 2 indicates how long this person has worked. It also indicated the break time, indicated how much time you stay in office. It's called prison time. Also, there's a working time, which excludes from your break time. And number 3 is the information of each activity role you have taken. On this column, you can also see is it approved or not. You can choose to approve them. And after this, after 5 days work in a week, is a time to create a weekly timesheet where you can easily select the start time and the end time, and also the different groups. If I want to create only for Peter, I can select here on the filter, or I can create a resource group to create for the whole people of these groups, to everybody of the groups. Okay. And then the weekly timesheet looks similar as a daily timesheet. It has information of the person. And here, number 8 indicates your contract hours. Here's 40 hours. And the real hours of this working week for the 7.5 hours. The system will shows you the difference between the hours. It shows here black because this person overworked. But if you work less, it will show in red. Because as your boss, you don't want people work less than more. And number 9, you can see each day, from Monday to Friday, how long the people work per day. Okay, after this, what is the possibilities after you register the weekly timesheet? On the left side, this is the logo means for the app. We register our time, we register our location, activity, and after this information will be seamlessly synchronized to our BC. BC is the Business Central, Agriware. We can add rules here. The rules, which means rounding rules, we have introduced. And labor rules is a labor standard, which means if I overwork more than 8 hours, I will get paid extra 50%, for example. Also time for time rules. And you can also set up the automatic break rules. After the rules has been taken on, the daily timesheet will be created, and then a weekly timesheet. There's a route 1. And those times you registered also go via a job cost. What Tom has mentioned just now, that it will help you to calculate your cost of the job, your labor cost of this activity. And after that, this job cost will be registered in your chart of accounts financially. And after you got all of this registration, you have 2 options to do. You can interface with your payroll system, or you can even use analytics tool like Power BI, for example, to get a nice overview of the production cost of this year, so that next year you can plan it with a better method to save more costs. Okay, now we come to the summary. The summary, it's possible you can read yourself. Okay, I finished my parts.
So, okay, let's move on to the next slide.